Welcome to the Shiftedlands combat demo. My name is Solomon. I go by Arthur in game. Today we're going to show you a couple examples of what combat looks like in game, what weapons look like in game, how certain weapons are treated, how metabolisms interact, and how you generally would interact with an NPC during combat. And then we're also going to show you how spells are casted, what a spell packet looks like, and what valid hits are in Shiftedlands. Alright, so this is going to be the living metabolism NPC. So this is what would happen if you kill a living metabolism character or monster or NPC, etc. This is going to be mostly like your bears, wolves, rabbits, and the occasional monster. And this is going to be the type of metabolism that you have most likely starting out at Shiftedlands. So I'll have my NPC come in here. These are what claws look like. These are what claws look like for natural weapons from monsters. You're going to see something like this a lot. And then we'll fight a little bit. 2 damage. 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 Fight it out. Killing blow 1, killing blow 2, killing blow 3. Got it. I cut you open 1, I cut you open 2, I cut you open 3. Got it? And then you hand me, I search you. I get the loot. So that last video was a natural metabolism, which is what you are going to have and what the vast majority of living creatures are going to have. There is another set, there are multiple other sets of metabolisms, those being elementals, undead, and just no metabolism, which is a generic metabolism. Those are going to just crumble instead of going body down. When they dissipate, when they die, they leave no body for you to search or do anything like that. So they will just drop loot immediately, or if you search like the remains of the monster, but they will not stay bodied down. They will instead go out of game immediately. 2 fire, 2 damage, 2 damage, 2 damage, 2 chaos, 2 damage, 2 damage, 2 damage, 2 earth, 2 damage, 2 damage, body crumbles. Right? I search your crumblies for the loot. And then normally they would hand you the loot, or they would drop it on the floor and you'd pick it up. But that would be when you would loot.
So these are the spell packets that we use at Shiftedlands. They are constructed out of just like any kind of fabric cloth, and they're filled with birdseed. The birdseed obviously lets the birds have a snack if you leave it out in the dirt or anything after game, so that's why we use organic materials. It's constructed like this with a rubber band in a little square with some birdseed on it. When you cast a spell, you have to have that spell innately in your being, or you have to have a spell book. Now, for the purposes of this demonstration, we're just going to pretend like I have a spell book in a pouch that I don't have. When you cast a spell, you must first enunciate the entire spell's incant before the packet leaves your hands. I call upon chaos spirits to cause mortal wounds. Got it. With Eldritch elements, I summon fireball. Got it. With Eldritch force, I grant repel weapon. When you cast a spell, you must, like I said earlier, cast the entire enunciation first, say the entire enunciation first, then have the spell packet leave your hand. If you are struck with a weapon blow or a spell or a ritual, while you are incanting a spell, it is canceled. You spend the magic and the spell does absolutely nothing. There are multiple ways to cast a spell. Some creatures have innate ways of casting spells where they cannot be interrupted, or if you are focus casting out of a foci, you can focus cast a spell. Let's say fireball, you'd say focus summon fireball instead of the entire incantation. If you are struck with a weapon, ritual, or spell while you cast that spell from your focus, it still goes off. It's only when you're fully incanting a spell, the normal way you would cast out of your book, that if you get struck, the spell is canceled. Eldritch elements I summon. With Eldritch elements I summon. Focus summon fireball.
2 damage.
Focus summon fireball.
2 damage.
Innate summon fireball.
2 damage.
Innate summon fireball.
2 damage. Got it.
Innate summon fireball.
Got it. 2 damage.
Hi, I'm Jim. When you're fighting as a spellcaster, you inherently have a lot less hit points than a lot of other classes. So what you might want to do is team up with a melee person and keep that melee person between yourself and the monster. This will allow you to throw your offensive spells around the person who's defending you, or you can cast beneficial spells on that person to help them resist extra attacks while they're fighting.
Eldritch force, I grant repel weapon.
2 damage. 2 damage.
Repel.
2 damage.
Without just force, I can't repel weapon.
2 damage. 2 damage.
Repel.
Force, I can't battle armor.
2 damage. 2 damage.
2
Focus
damage.
summon fire
2
dart.
damage.
Got it.
2 damage.
Focus summon fire dart.
Got it. 2 damage.
Focus summon fire missile.
2 damage. Body crumble. This will be how you would activate a critical blow skill. So right now I swing for 2 damage. But if I wanted to use my critical blow skill that you would find in Weapon Mastery, you just apply the damage number. So if I'm applying basic critical blow of 10 damage to my 2 damage, I would say 12 damage. And then I would expend the appropriate amount of Weapon Mastery to do that. So for knavery skills, the offensive knavery skills of Assassinate, it works about the same way that critical blow works, or critical strike works, that with the exception that it needs to be struck from behind. So wherein I'm swinging 2 damage here, 2 damage here, now if I use my Assassinate skill, I can swing 22 damage, like that, and I would expend the appropriate amount of knavery. Go ahead and turn around real quick. But Assassinate 20 damage would not be valid. That is not a valid strike because I'm not behind him, right? I cannot strike him from behind, and a wrap shot of 20 damage does not count as well. You yourself have to be behind the target. So this is what we're going to do with combat. We're going to show all 3 of us fighting as how we would regularly fight, not just for demonstration purposes, but this is how we would fight or like if we were with our own characters. Gabe here is going to be the monster. Monsters are typically going to be carrying both claws. That's a very standard weaponry for the monsters. So then we're going to cut to a clip of all 3 of us fighting with 2 damage.
2 damage. 2 damage. 2 damage. 2 damage. 2 damage. 2 damage.
12 damage.
20 damage.
Basic parry, parry 25.
Stunning blow.
Damage. Basic
Stunning
parry,
damage.
2 damage.
2 damage. 2 damage. 2 damage.
50 damage.
20 damage. 20 damage. 20 damage.
Slay.
Body crumble.
Woo. Grab your loot. I grab your stuff.